Hi, I'm Remy. I'm a former teacher and I want to show learners, parents, and ordinary people how to use AI responsibly to solve real problems. A lot of learners ask AI to simply summarize a topic. The problem is that those notes can look good while still missing what the annual teaching plan, the teacher, or simply textbook actually expects. In this lesson, I'll show you a better method. We'll use the annual teaching plan to identify the study scope and approve source notes and then use structured prompts to create and improve a focused study summary. I'll hand over to my assistant for the step by step walkthrough.
Step 1 is to find the official annual teaching plan. Open the Department of Basic Education website and navigate to the annual teaching plans for the FET phase. Then find Grade 11 Life Sciences and download the relevant plan. Using the official source helps us identify what the learner is expected to cover before we ask AI to create anything. The downloaded document is the Grade 11 Life Sciences Annual Teaching Plan. Instead of reading the entire document, navigate directly to Term 3 and locate Week 2. This gives us the exact section we need for the lesson without using unnecessary information. The Week 2 topic is gaseous exchange. The learner must clearly distinguish between cellular respiration, breathing, and gas exchange. These terms are related, but they do not describe the same process. The ATP also identifies 6 requirements of an efficient gas exchange organ: a large surface area, a thin and moist surface, good ventilation, protection, and a transport system. The pre-knowledge and suggested activities help us understand what the learner should already know and what the learner should be able to explain. The next column begins the detailed human gas exchange system, but that belongs to Week 3. For this lesson, we return to Week 2 and keep the AI focused on the narrower learning target. This helps prevent notes that are unnecessarily broad. The ATP tells us what the learner must cover, but it does not contain enough explanation to become useful study notes on its own. We therefore add a short, approved source document. These notes explain cellular respiration, breathing, gas exchange, the differences between the 3 processes, and the requirements of an efficient gas exchange organ. This is an important quality step. The AI will organize the supplied content. We are not asking the AI to invent the lesson. Now we open a clean AI conversation. The first prompt does not create the study notes yet. It asks the AI to interpret the learning target. The prompt includes the grade, subject, term, week, and the small ATP extract. It asks the AI to identify the topic, key concepts, important terms, what the learner must understand, and any gaps that should be checked. It also explicitly excludes the detailed Week 3 content. This planning step helps us check that the AI understands the correct scope before we ask it to produce the final notes. Prompt 2 is where we create the full study summary. We keep the ATP scope from the first prompt and attach the approved source notes file. The prompt then asks for a simple explanation, key terms and definitions, a clear comparison of the 3 processes, and the requirements of an efficient gas exchange organ. It also asks for common mistakes, active recall questions, self-test questions, and a learner checklist. Notice the restrictions at the end of the prompt. The AI must use only the supplied scope and source notes, identify missing information as a gap, and avoid the detailed Week 3 content. This produces study notes that are more focused and easier to check than a random request to summarize the topic. The final prompt asks the AI to review and improve the study notes. It separates definitions from explanations, shortens sections that are unnecessarily long, and turns important facts into active recall questions. It also creates a final self-test and a checklist of what the learner should be able to explain without looking at the notes. The instructions prevent the AI from adding new facts or moving into the detailed Week 3 content. This final review does not guarantee that every answer is correct. The learner must still compare the notes with classwork, the textbook, and the teacher's instructions. AI helps organize the material. It does not replace the learning.
That is the complete process. The important lesson is not to ask AI for random notes. Start with the correct learning scope, provide trusted source material, and tell the AI exactly how the study summary should be structured. AI can help organize the material, but the learner must still check the final notes against classwork, the textbook, and the teacher's instructions. I provided or prepared the prompts, the slides, and the step by step PDF guide so that you can repeat this process for yourself. You'll find the complete Lesson 1 resource pack linked through my website. This is only the beginning. In future lessons, we'll use AI to solve more small problems and eventually turn some of these workflows into simple applications. If this was useful, let me know which subject, topic, or everyday problem you would like me to cover next.